Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to the match reaction for. I feel like saying Arsenal's win because that really did feel like a win, but it was a draw. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Now that feels like I just survived a world war. That feels like we just came from world war. You know, 3 months, 4 months, and we've just survived it. We've literally survived that. When Xhaka got that red card, I was fearing the worst. I was like, oh no, we are going to be done by the first game. But no, I want to say it. This is a different Arsenal. This is an Arsenal with Ben White. Can I just say, never ever disrespect Ben White again, because I've seen it so many times this season. And I told you guys he was a superb buy. Just look at that performance today, and he's done it again. Not only is he good in terms of passing, he puts in blocks, he puts in clearances. The likes of Chambers were very good today. I mean, the moment we got the red card and we went to a back five, I was like, yeah, we are going to go proper Burnley on you, proper Burnley. We are going to defend for 90 minutes. And we did. When was the last time you saw Arsenal defending for 90 minutes with 10 men and actually getting a result? We usually do play well like we did against Manchester City, and then in the last minute or something, they do get a win, and then everyone forgets that Arsenal played well. But no, today's performance was superb. Until the 95th minute, we kept focus until the 95th minute, never lost concentration. First leg, that felt like a win with 10 men. That really did feel like a win. Shout out to all those players who were on that pitch. I'm a bit worried about the Tottenham game because I feel like we've given 100% in that game. I don't even feel like we have anything left for that Tottenham game, but that is a story for another day. Today we are here to focus on this superb game against Liverpool. It is a 0-0, but now we have to ask ourselves, what would have happened if we had 11 men? Maybe not Xhaka, someone else to be the 11th man. What would have happened? Would we have had a chance to win that game? Probably. Even with 10 men, we still managed to get a couple of openings with Martinelli, with Saka here and there. We even almost got a goal. We almost shocked them. And that was Liverpool's full team, just without Salah and Mane. That was Liverpool's full team. And for us, we were missing Odegaard, we were missing Smith-Rowe, we were missing Aubameyang, we were missing Pepe, El Neni, Tomiyasu, we were missing several players. Xhaka went off in the 30th minute or something before that. So we were missing nearly everyone. Thomas Partey as well. We were missing every single player. Thomas Partey lost their first game in the African Cup of Nations. If they lose again, they could be out by the time before we face Liverpool. If Ghana go out of the African Cup of Nations, I don't know. We'll just put the money together and send that private jet straight to Cameroon to pick him up because we need him for this second game against Liverpool. If Ghana go out or Egypt go out, whoever, we send the private plane straight to pick up those players immediately for that game against Liverpool. Because we still have a problem with the midfield. Now, the funny thing is, I know the likes of Tactical and Cookie were here in the preview and Babu O, and we did say it as a joke, Xhaka, you never know when he's going to get a red card. I did say it here on the stream. Babu O commented it on the stream as well. Xhaka could get a red card anytime, and he did get the red card again. I think that's like 20th time he's getting a red card, but we're not yet focused on Saka or on Xhaka. Not Saka. Saka was fantastic. We're not yet to focus on Xhaka. We are here to focus on the players that did a magnificent job. Liverpool did not have a shot on target. I don't know if you know that. They did not have a shot on target. That is the first time Liverpool have failed to score at home when their fans in the stadium since 2019 when they played Bayern Munich. We are heading into 2023. Liverpool rarely fail to score. They rarely fail to shoot on target. With Jota on the pitch, with the players like Mina on the pitch. Mina always scores against us as well. Their defense with Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold on the free kicks, on the corners. Every time they got the corner, every time they got a free kick, I was so stressed. But we defended very well. In the first half, we were a bit shaky. Obviously, Gabriel almost scored an own goal. Ben White almost scored an own goal. Ramsdale almost gave away a goal. But in the second half, and even part of the first half, we really did a good job. And you have to give it to Arteta as well. The moment you got the red card, he acted immediately because he would have just said, let's keep a back four until halftime. But he did it immediately. He knew the plan. He had a clear plan. I would say he did have a plan B. That looked to me like he had a plan B. People usually complain about managers not having a plan B. That looked to me like Arteta definitely did have a plan B. We got our plan A maybe was to go and actually try and score, and plan B was in case it fails or someone gets injured or someone gets a red card. This is the plan B. Bring in the defenders and let's defend it out. There was a time in the 80th minute I was crying. I was actually saying, is it possible to bring Leno? Bring Leno so that we can have two goalkeepers on the goalpost. Let's have two goalkeepers. Take out Lacazette, bring in Leno, play Leno and Ramsey. Let's have two goalkeepers because they were really attacking. They were relentless. Cross after cross after cross. but we dealt with everything. We actually dealt with everything. I cannot complain about that performance. Xhaka did disappoint us once again. Now you have to imagine if we had 11 men, what would have happened. So we'll go through the game. I'm still worried about obviously the Tottenham game because we might not have any players. I wouldn't be surprised if that game gets postponed because I think now we only have 12 players or something. And Liverpool next week, I mean, has this performance today changed your opinion about actually going through to the next round? When the draw happened, I said we are going to beat Liverpool because they won't have Salah and Mane. But since before this game, I had Tomiyasu won't be there, Odegaard won't be there, Smith Rowe won't be there. I changed my prediction to a Liverpool win because I did expect them to have a first team, and as we had a lot of players out and we didn't have a bench. But who said we didn't have the bench? Did you see Chambers today? That is a super sub. That was a super defensive performance from Chambers. Who said we didn't have a bench? Chambers was fantastic. Holding was fantastic from the bench. I really wish they could be playing like that every single day. If Chambers and Holding could play like that every single day, none of us would be talking anything about them. None of us would be talking crap about them. Never, because they were superb today. Very, very good. Now you have to wonder how the hell did we go out to Nottingham Forest? That is what you have to wonder. Like this performance, if we did that against Nottingham Forest, would have won that game by 6-0. But let's go to the starting lineup. I am so happy. I'm so happy. I mean, that is the perfect way to get into a weekend. That is perfect. You know, when you lose to Nottingham Forest or lose 2 months in the last minute, it's very gutting. But today, make sure to hit the like button if you really enjoy that performance. And let's get straight into the team news. We will start with Liverpool's team. As I said, that is definitely not Liverpool's team. That was the Nottingham Forest game. Sorry for reminding you about that. But yeah, that kit, I never want to see us wearing that kit again because I blame it on the kit. Let's go to the actual Liverpool lineup. This was the Liverpool lineup for today. A very strong team. Yes, they didn't have someone like a Thiago, but Thiago would never have played anyway. They didn't have players like Keita. I don't think Keita would have started anyway. This was Liverpool's team today. Alisson in goal, Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip, and Trent Alexander-Arnold at the back. They had a midfield of Fabinho, Henderson, and Milner. And up front, they had Minamino, Jota, and Firmino. All these players, you might laugh about Minamino not being very good, but he always scores against us. Same with Jota, same with Firmino. And then on the bench, they had Callagher, Konate, Gomez, Chamberlain, Tsimikas, Jones, Gordon, Morton, Williams. I mean, Tsimikas has been deputizing for Robertson, so he has played first team football. Chamberlain, you know, he definitely want to score against Arsenal coming from the bench. Gomez as well is played in the first team before. Konate, him and Matip usually rotate. Curtis Jones has played in the team. So that is a very strong Liverpool team. And with 10 men to do that, that is very, very special. And this is a Liverpool team that looked like they wanted to win the Carabao Cup. Since they are playing Brentford over the weekend, they are really not concerned about resting players. So they went very strong, and I was very concerned the time I saw that lineup. I thought Alisson and Trent would miss, but they played. So, you know, Trent Alexander-Arnold with free kicks and corners, it's very, very scary. In terms of Arsenal's lineup, I was a bit happy the back four. Tierney with the back five, Ramsdale in goal, obviously, Tierney, Gabriel, Ben White. Cedric is the only kind of weakness at the back. In midfield, Xhaka and Lokonga, Lacazette as the number 10, Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, and Ketia up front. So that was the starting lineup with us. But when I was looking at that bench, I was very concerned. Like, who do you bring in? Because that is just defenders and youngsters. Leno, Chambers, Tavares, Pablo Mari, Holding, Salah, Patino, Bereth, Hutchinson. Looking at that lineup, you would be a bit concerned because Hutchinson is like 18 years of age. Bereth, Patino, Salah, all these are kids. Holding, we don't even know if he's going to be here next season. Pablo Mari has not played in years. Tavares, he got subbed off against Nottingham Forest in the first half. Chambers, you can never trust Chambers. Leno, I mean, you already have Ramsdale. Do you really need a second goalkeeper? Looking at that bench, I was really concerned because Liverpool could bring in Chamberlain and other people, but for us, we couldn't really bring anyone from the bench. But in the first time, let's go through the game. That was the starting lineup. Let me know what you guys made of the starting lineup. We were missing several players as always. The game started a bit quickly. The first 30 seconds, Arsenal were winning a couple of second balls, and then Cedric got injured in the first minute. That is so Arsenal. You have a lot of injuries, and then other players are just getting injured in the first minute. Cedric, I know some of you celebrated Cedric going off. I didn't really. I don't want anyone else to be injured. Obviously, I want all the players to be fit, but Cedric went off. He got treatment and then came back on, played again, but it was too much for him. So we had to literally bring Chambers on in the 10th minute. But before that, Lokonga gave away a ball in the second minute. I did mention it in the match preview that Lokonga has been giving away a lot of silly passes and he's been losing the ball a lot in midfield. If someone else was there, he wouldn't have played today. And then Gabriel made that error in the 4th minute where he almost scored an own goal. He was trying to give the pass back to Ramsdale, but Ramsdale was nowhere there, and Gabriel hit it too hard and it almost went in for an own goal. Again, that is so Arsenal. We already know how good Man City and Liverpool are, but you always try and make it easier for them. On the last 20 years, we've always done that. So luckily that didn't go in, but you gave them a corner, and we know it's Trent Alexander-Arnold and Van Dijk. Those corners, if he actually does it well, it's going to be a goal. But no, we kept on holding. Chambers came in for Cedric in the 10th minute. We still were playing a back four at that time. Ramsdale also made an error. He hit the ball. It took too much time to clear the ball. The ball hit Henderson. The ball almost went in. It could have been another. That was the second error in the opening 11 minutes. It's like every time we go to Anfield, we just panic. The first 15 minutes is just literal panic. Everyone is panicking, giving away the balls. The goalkeeper is making mistakes. It always happens at Anfield and Etihad, but we kept it tight today, even though we made a couple of mistakes. And then White almost scored an own goal in the 12th minute. That was chaos. The first 12 minutes was chaos. He almost conceded 3 goals, and all 3 of them were from our mistakes. And then Lacazette had an attempt in the 18th minute, and then obviously step up Granit Xhaka. Step up Granit Xhaka. You know him, the legend, Granit Xhaka. When things are going good, he's like, no, I'm going to hit someone. It's like someone tells him in his mind, Xhaka, the game is going so good, you have to hit someone. You actually have to hit someone, and Xhaka just hits someone. Now, the first time I looked at that, I was like, maybe he had to do that because Jota would have scored, but you rather let the player score instead of going down to 10 men. And that foul, he almost took his guts out. That was a dangerous foul from Xhaka. Do you think it was a deserved red card? Do you think it was a definite red card? And how many times have we seen Xhaka walking out of the pitch like that? How many times have we seen Xhaka walking out of the pitch like that? I remember Burnley a couple of years ago, twice against Burnley. I remember Swansea, he did that twice against Swansea as well, got red carded. John Moss sent him off. Anthony Taylor sent him off. I remember early on this season against Man City, he did the same thing again. I mean, how many times has he done that? Against Man City in the second leg, he almost got a red card as well. Him and Gabriel would both have been sent off in the Man City game. How many times have we seen Granit Xhaka going off like that? And let me know, how did you feel the moment he got the red card? Had you given up the hope? So let me know the 2 questions. Before he got the red card, were you hopeful we would get something from the game, or did you not expect us to get anything anyway? And then after the red card, if you had hope, did you lose hope? Or if you thought you were going to lose the game after you got the red card, did you think we were going to absolutely get smashed now by 4 or 5 goals? How did you feel after you got the red card? I was very scared. I was like, really? And then the funny thing with Arsenal, it never happens like with 2 minutes remaining. You know, when you get a red card with 2 minutes remaining, it doesn't really matter. Because, for example, the penalties we've missed this season, they haven't really mattered because we still beat Aston Villa, even though Aubameyang missed the penalty. We still beat Watford, even though Aubameyang missed. We still beat West Ham, even though Lacazette missed the penalty. So you kind of forget about it. But with Arsenal, with red cards, it always has to be in the first half. Man City, the red card was like in the 20th minute, the first leg with Xhaka. The Gabriel one the other day, it was like in the 50th minute with 40 minutes to go. You remember David Luiz against Wolves? It was in the first half. Remember David Luiz against Man City? It was in the first half. All these red cards, David Luiz again against Chelsea, all these red cards are usually in the first half with like 70 minutes to go. And we always make things hard for ourselves. And Xhaka did it again. Xhaka was at it again, getting the red card. And I'm happy with what Arteta did. He switched back to a back 5 immediately. It looked like Tavares was also about to come on. It looked like we were going to use 3 subs in the first 20 minutes. But he brought on, he took off Nketiah. You have to kind of feel for Nketiah because he was always going to be the one to be sacrificed, unfortunately for him. He went off and Chambers, Holding came in, the guy you see on screen, and we went to 5 defenders. Chambers on the right, Tierney on the left, Holding in the middle, White on the right side of the centre-backs, and Gabriel on the left side of the centre-backs. And then Lokonga in midfield, with Saka and Martinelli a bit tight coming in, and then Lacazette also almost as a defender. So literally, we did not even have like central midfielders. We had to use like Martinelli and Saka and Lacazette coming in. So we literally played like Burnley. That was a Burnley performance. You defend. I don't care about scoring goals. Just go there and defend. That is what Burnley has been doing religiously for the last 10 years. And we did it. But obviously, at this time, I knew we were going to lose, but I was hoping at least keep it down. Don't let them score 3 goals. 2 is okay. At least you go into next week a bit hopeful that you can get something from the game, but don't concede 3 or 4 because next week's game will be meaningless. And then after the red card, obviously Nketiah went off, and then from the 28th minute to the 45th minute to the 40th minute, it was just Liverpool possession, Liverpool possession, Liverpool possession. Arsenal trying to counter-attack. We try a shot, nothing. Liverpool again, Liverpool again, Liverpool again, nothing happens again. So we managed to hold on until the 41st minute. Matip had to make a clearance that he almost scored from, surprisingly. He almost considered an own goal from Saka's work. As I always say, as you guys who have been watching, when Saka has the ball, you feel like something is going to happen. And you could see it today. Every time we had the ball, we were giving it to Saka because that is possibly the only guy who can make something happen. And then halftime, 0-0. I could not believe we got to halftime, 0-0. The likes of Ben White were really defending their socks off. Heart, blood, sweat, and tears from Ben White in that game. He put in so many blocks in that first half. They had to make so many misplaced passes. Yes, Ben White almost scored an own goal. Gabriel almost scored an own goal. Ramsey almost gave away a goal. But apart from that, it was superb. And I loved seeing Klopp like this, Whenever you see Klopp like this, I feel happy whenever I see Klopp like that. He was wondering, how the hell is this Arsenal team keeping him out? He was definitely wondering. The one thing I was praying for at halftime, remember that Tunisia versus Mali game from yesterday when the referee blew the whistle in the 80th minute? I was hoping we'd get that referee today so that he can blow the whistle for us in the 60th minute. Please, someone get him to England right now. I was screaming that. Like, someone get him to England right now. Maybe he could blow the whistle for us in the 60th minute and we could go away from Anfield and just go back home. I was hoping that referee would come. But where is that referee? We need him. We have Michael Oliver here. So halftime, we didn't make any other subs because we had already made 2 anyway. Second half, Saka did have an opening in the 49th minute, but there was literally no one in the box because everyone was trying to defend. Robertson did get a yellow card in the 56th minute. They were growing a bit frustrated as well. And then between the 57th minute and 59th minute, in case you didn't watch that game, just go and look for the 57th minute until the 60th minute and just count how many times Ben White blocked a ball. Just count how many times. It was literally like 3 or 4 times he did block a ball. And those they were actually going in to be goals. What a performance from him. And then between the 60th minute and 71st minute, they did not have any of the chances. We were just defending and defending and defending and defending throughout the game. And then came another Gabriel yellow card. Saka almost had the chance. Can you speak about the Saka chance? We almost actually went 1-0 ahead. What a cross from Tierney, but Alisson did save it. And that was our only shot on target, I think, in the game. We didn't have any other shots on target during the game. Gabriel did get another yellow card in the 76th minute. And then we made a sub, Tavares on for Saka. Saka was tired. I did expect it. He looked very tired. He had worked his socks off, left side, right side, midfield. Literally, we only had 3 midfielders, like with Lokonga, Saka, and Martinelli playing all over the place. What a performance from them. I really hope... I know he has to play the North London derby, and we also have Liverpool again in midweek. So where do we actually rest Saka? He's been working so hard. He also had to play against Nottingham Forest the other day. And during the Nottingham Forest game, he was the only one who looked like something could happen from him as well. So 89th minute came this chance for Liverpool. Obviously made a couple of subs around there. Chamberlain came on, Curtis Jones came in, and all those players. And then came the Minamino chance. It was kind of a Ramsdale mistake. He dropped the ball. And Minamino, I had counted it definitely. The post was all open for him, but he fluffed his lines, and we were so lucky to escape that because that definitely should have been a goal. But Minamino missed the chance luckily, and it looked like we were going to survive. It actually did look like we were going to survive. They did add 5 minutes as always when it comes to Arsenal. The other day against Nottingham Forest, we were losing. They added 3 minutes. But whenever we are winning or trying to get a win or trying to get a good draw, they always add 5 and 6 minutes. These things are not conspiracies or just crying about the referees. I mean, look at Nottingham Forest game. We were losing. They only add 3 minutes. But when you're trying to get a draw against Liverpool, they add 5 minutes. When we were playing City the other day, when we were about to get a 0-0, a 1-1 draw, they added another 6 minutes during that game. It's not like I'm just saying things out. Always, when Arsenal is losing, they always don't give us time to score. But when the other teams are looking for a goal, they always get to add 5 or 6 minutes. Always, always, always. But against Nottingham Forest, when you were losing, it's only 2 minutes and blow the final whistle as always. But anyway, Ben White made another crucial block in the 97th minute, and you could see the joy in the players' faces after the final whistle. I could not believe we had actually done it. Liverpool did not have a shot on target. That was the first time Liverpool did not score a goal at home with fans in the stadium since 2019 against Bayern. They always score. They always give 100%. They always take shot after shot after shot. So you can't like defend for 70 minutes, but it becomes too relentless when they take like one shot, two shots, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like it becomes too much, and eventually they usually score, just like they did against Leicester in the last round. But we managed to hold out, and that was a fantastic defensive performance. I can tell you that never happens with Mustafi and Bellerin there, and maybe even Gibbs. That will never happen. That you can never keep a clean sheet. We've seen it so many times. Anytime we go down to 10 men, Manchester United 8-2. We go down to 10 men, Chelsea 6-0. You go down to 10 men, Liverpool smash us 5-1. It always happens. Whenever we get a red card, we get smashed. But today, it was a different day. We were winning every single second ball. Lokonga was great today. I think one of his best performances in an Arsenal shirt since he joined us. Very, very good in midfield. He had to play in midfield by himself after Xhaka went off, and it's not easy. Fabinho, Henderson, Milner, these are experienced players. Milner has been playing football for around 80 years now. He's been there like since the 1930s. It's so hard to defend against him. Fabinho, the Brazilian guy. Henderson, experienced, captained England, probably captained Brazil as well before, the leadership. Like these guys have everything. You get my point. So still 0-0. The game ended 0-0. What a performance. I am really happy with that. I did not expect that. I thought they were going to win 3-2, and after they got the red card, I thought maybe they'd get a 2-0 win or something, but no. So let me see what you guys are saying before I get into the player ratings. This was my comment when Xhaka got a red card. Xhaka again. Cookie, this is his comment from halftime. Glenn, I'm literally shaking. Liverpool have our whole team in their hands right now, though Xhaka had to put in a challenger we considered. Kind of, yeah, but I mean, that's kind of challenge, literally just hit him in the stomach. It is always going to be a red card, And why is it always Xhaka? Why can't it be anyone else? Why is it always Xhaka? Is he in the wrong place at the wrong time? Xhaka had to put in a challenge, or he considered. Still conceding and keeping 11 is the better choice. So what do you guys make of that? Did Xhaka have to commit the challenge, or should he have left Jota to go and have a chance to shoot? What do you guys make of that? This second half will be a nightmare. It was, but he managed to keep it okay. And then Cookie went on to say, I can bring it up. How did we do that? Absolute heroes. Fantastic. Tactical says legends. Hopefully Odegaard and Emil are back for the Emirates game and you can get the job done. Listen, if those players play, are you guys confident for the second leg? Because if those guys play and Tomiyasu is back, I'll be very confident that you can get a win. This last defied all expectations, especially following the red. Yeah, it's never easy doing that at Anfield. 10 men at Anfield defending for 60 minutes. They added 5 minutes, so you can make that 65. Man, we could have won as well if Saka hit that better. Yeah, but it looked like he was very tired. I wouldn't even blame those players. They were very tired. Obviously, they had to run throughout the whole game, obviously. So Cookie says, yeah, all round brilliant displays. Keep on sending your comments. Let me see. Uma says, that's awesome. Congratulations. Thank you for your comment. Olori says, that's awesome. I love you guys. We absolutely love them as well. Thank you for all the comments. Cookie and Tactical have really been active. I predicted 3-0 Liverpool. Please place shame upon me. Tactical, I will do exactly that. Tactical, I don't think you know anything about. No, Tactical, I won't do that to you. It's a good day for all of us. And you're a very, very good Everything Arsenal member. So I won't do that to you, Tactical. But yeah, believe in the team. Believe in the team. Cookie says it also shows how far we've come. Went down to 10 versus City and lost 5-0. That day we had Kolasinac on the pitch. I mean, where was Kolasinac today, by the way? That was another defender if we needed another defender on the pitch. This time we were more composed, and this is good credit to Arteta. Fair play. I predicted 2-1. Not sure many of us expected that much of a solid world-class performance. World-class defensive performance for sure. We are becoming a very hard team to get a result against. I think this season we've been like that the whole season. I think we have been like that the whole season. Not defending, like our defense has been really good. And our goalkeeper, whenever they get past the goalkeeper, the defender, the goalkeeper is there. I really think Forest was a fluke shock result because he did win and get results in almost every game. We are definitely struggling in terms of attacking because we only had one shot against Nottingham Forest and no shots on target. And today we only had one, but you do understand we don't have players. Tactical says our proper midfielder or striker. I think we need both. The lads deserve a nice break before the derby. Hopefully, Tommy, Odegaard, and Emil are somehow back in the team by then. I think maybe one of them could be back, maybe not all three. Still will have limited numbers, but today was incredible. I will not be surprised if that game gets postponed because we have like more than 10 players out. And we are the only team that has not postponed a game this season, apart from Man City. All the other teams have postponed games. So what about we also postpone this game? But there's a part of me that wants to play this game because the likes of Son are out. So I do feel like we can play this game before Son comes back. We have an injury crisis and got a result in 10 men. Anfield was ours tonight. I could hear all the fans singing. It was superb. Come on, you Gunners. You know the funniest stat? We had more shots on target than them. Yeah, we did. Can you imagine what if we had 11 men? We'd have owned Anfield. I know there are Liverpool fans in the chat. Equal, sorry. We had more at one point. I laughed at how so bad, how the hell did he manage that? Yeah, Mina, how did he miss that? Didn't he send into Rosette in the penalty shootout against Leicester? Yeah, he did miss a penalty as well against Leicester. Thank you for all the comments, guys. Lucas says, see you at the Emirates Stadium. Emirates with our best team postponed pool. Yeah, that's what they did. They purposely did it. They purposely did that to get the likes of Alisson back. You Liverpool fans in the chat know that. You wouldn't have had Trent or Alisson last week. White man of the match 100%, but Gabriel Holding Chambers all closely behind him. I'll come to more comments. I see you. Let me just read this from Fasola since he sent it earlier. That's the kind of display I want from Arsenal. COVID injuries and players on international duty and plus Xhaka stupidity. We still managed to get a draw. I'll come to your comments, Banita, Arsenal, Alex. Let's do the player ratings. Let's do the player ratings first. Time for the player ratings. And today's player ratings will be pretty positive. Let's start with the goalkeeper. Ramsdale. I'm going to give Ramsdale a 7. He did drop the ball a couple of times and he almost gave away a goal in the first half. He waited too long to clear. I don't think it was his best performance. Also, plus, Liverpool did not have any shot on target. So believe it or not, Ramsdale did not have a shot to save, but he had to work so hard. And what is this about Ramsdale having to wear this kit every single day? Why do we have to give him the away kit? Why can we just get him like a blue, or I know it's the same as the team house, or a white kit or something? I'm tired of our goalkeepers having to wear away kits, man. We have a lot of kits in our team. Let them wear the goalkeeper kit, not the away kit. Ramsdale gets a 7 because of those reasons. He still managed to keep a clean sheet though. Tierney at left back, I'm going to give him an 8. He was superb, very, very good. That cross for the Saka chance, what Tactical was talking about, having more shots than them, and Cookie as well. It came from Tierney. That cross to Saka, it was very, very good. Could have gotten us a goal, and he defended so well against Minamino, against Jota on that wing, cleared so many balls. I hope I'm not hanging, sorry about that. But it was very good. It was very good from Tierney today. I think one of his best performances so far this season as well. Maybe I can remember maybe 1 or 2 more. But this was good. We never keep clean sheets at Anfield. This was a surprise. Although we did keep a clean sheet last season, we drew 0-0 and went to penalties, but that was a different Liverpool team, really. So Tierney gets an 8 for today. Ben White is going to get a 9. My goodness, that was a superb performance. I'm going to give Ben White a 9, and I've rarely given players 9s and 10s. I can remember them because I never really give them that a lot. I think I gave Saka a 9 in the North London derby when he beat them 3-1. I think I gave Ramsdale a 9 when he saved like 11 shots against Leicester. I think I also gave Smith Rowe a 9 in one of the games, and I think I gave Martinelli a 9 against Leeds as well. Rarely give 9s in this player rating, so Ben White getting a 9, that was absolutely superb for him. He gets a 9 for today. The defensive performance, like the clearing of the balls, blocks, the passes, the tackles, very, very good. Did not miss any tackle, but obviously he almost scored an own goal in the first half, but that was not him. That was just because he was trying to clear the ball. So Ben White gets a 9. His defensive partner, Gabriel, is going to get an 8, mostly because he got the yellow card, and also he almost scored an own goal in the first half as well. I don't know what that was about. I don't know what he was trying, but he almost scored an own goal, and that would have been so early, gifting them a goal, because they could go ahead and score 2 or 3 goals. So Gabriel gets an 8 because of those reasons. That is why Ben White gets more than him. Cedric started at right back. He wasn't on for too long. He was literally on for 5 minutes. So I'm going to give him a 4. At least he came onto the pitch, at least. I mean, that's all. So I'm going to give him a 4. Those are the defenders. Let me just recap it again. I just saw Xhaka and I just froze. Ramsdale 7, Tierney 8, Ben White 9, Gabriel 8, Cedric 4. Let's go to the midfielders. Granit Xhaka. What did you guys give Granit Xhaka for today? I am going to give him a 1, and he's even lucky to get the 1 because he had a couple of good passes before he got the red card. But it cost Nketiah a few minutes. He made the team have to work so hard 3 days before North London derby because I think we literally left everything on that pitch. I don't think we'll have any energy for the Tottenham game. That would be, if we manage to win that Tottenham game, that would be crazy. Xhaka made the team have to work so hard. How many times have we seen him getting a red card? Why is it always him every single time? Why is it always him getting the red cards every single time? And whatever he was doing, he could have taken out Jota's guts, literally tapped on him or like booted him in the stomach or something, all over the place again, Granit Xhaka. And they always target him because they know he's an easy target. He's supposed to be the most experienced player. We were crying for Xhaka to come back. We were actually crying for him to come back because he didn't have any midfielders, and that is what he does. Gets a red card again. Not the first time, not the second time. This is like the 6th time he's doing it again. So Xhaka is going to get a 1, and he's very lucky to even get the 1 just because he played okay for the first 25 minutes. So Granit Xhaka, you get a 1. That was absolutely terrible. Next up, which player played next to Granit Xhaka? It was Lokonga. He had to work so hard. He had to play in midfield by himself for 70 minutes or something. Definitely had to improve for the Nottingham Forest game. He gave away the goal against Nottingham Forest. But today I'm going to give Lokonga an 8. Playing in that midfield, as I said, against Fabinho, Milner, Henderson, again against Chamberlain coming on, Curtis Jones, it is not easy at all. So I'm going to give Lokonga an 8 for today. Superb from him. We need more like this because he will be playing in our midfield probably against Tottenham again. No time to rest. So those are the midfielders. Right side, we go to Saka next. I think Saka gave his all for how many minutes before he went off. Saka went off in the 79th minute. So I'm going to give him a 7. I think he worked so hard. Maybe could have done better the shot, as someone said in the chat. Maybe he should have done better with the shot, but he's going to get a 7. He looked like the only player who could do anything for us. I even think if something happened, would have given him an 8 or a 9, but he was the one who was winning free kicks for us, taking away some of the pressure. There's a time he turned, I think it was Robertson, and I think Robertson got a yellow card from that, pulling his shirt. Very, very good from Saka again. We've had to use him so much the last 2 years. Surely we'll get some rest sometime. So Saka is getting a 7 for today. I think it would be fair, it would be kind of harsh to give Martinelli anything less than that as well. Saka gets a 7, Martinelli gets a 7, but Saka's 7 is a bit higher. It's like heading to 7.5. But Martinelli as well, he had to run and work his socks off. You saw when the final whistle went, Martinelli was lying dead on the floor because he was so tired. There's a part of me that was so concerned that he would get an injury, because when players play like that for 90 minutes, it's a bit concerning because of the injuries and having to play in every single position for 90 minutes. Very, very tough. But Martinelli is going to get a 7 for today. And our midfielder, guess what? We have another midfielder called Alexander Lacazette. What would I give Lacazette? I mean, I think Martinelli and Saka were working a bit more harder than him. I don't know. Man, what did we give Lacazette? That's tough. I feel like I should give him a 6 because Martinelli and Saka worked more. But Lacazette did have a good attempted shot in the first half. He showed some leadership qualities today, Lacazette. You saw him asking the players to do this and that. He was always surrounding the referee. So I won't give him less than 7. I'll give Lacazette a 7. But Saka's 7 is a bit higher than all the others. So Lacazette 7. So I think that is fair enough for the midfielders. And then we can't really rate Nketiah. I'll give him a 4. He almost scored a goal when Alisson dropped it, but I think it was offside or something. So unfair on him going off in the first half. So I'm just going to give him a 4 for today, Nketiah. And then we go to the players on the bench. Believe it or not, these are going to be very high. We usually give them standard 5s. Not today, man. Who came on first? Callum Chambers did, and this is what we are going to give Callum Chambers. Never in my life did I think I was ever going to give Callum Chambers in an Arsenal shirt a 9 out of 10. Never in my life. Callum Chambers, not even did he start, he came on as a sub, and he still gets a 9. That was how good Chambers was. The moment Chambers came on, I was like, oh no, Jota against Chambers, he'll outrun him, out everything him. But Chambers, that was superb. The clearances, the timed tackles, he did not commit any stupid fouls, cleared the ball from the corners most times. In terms of going forward, there's one time, I think in the first half, I'm rewatching the game as we speak. There's a time, by the way, there's a time Xhaka had a chance to pass to Nketiah, but he's overhit the pass, but forget about that. Chambers, there's a time he went forward and dribbled past like two players, and I was like, what is going on here? Like, he almost even created a chance for us. That is how good Chambers was. I think you have to give him a 9. That was pretty good from Chambers. The other player who came on in the 30th minute was Rob Holding. He came on and added a bit of solidity at the back as well. So I am going to give him an 8 as well. I mean, this is Holding and Chambers we are talking about here. This is 2022, guys. I don't know if you believe this. 2022 Chambers and Holding are getting 9s and 8s. Hit the like button if you think Holding and Chambers was superb today. I really did think they were. The blocks, if you just rewatch the game, when you're watching the game not knowing what the result is, you're shaking and frightened, thinking Liverpool will get a goal. But when everything calms down, we already know the game has ended, and you watch the game, you'll see how many blocks they did put, how many good tackles they did put. They were superb today. So Holding gets an 8 today, and Chambers gets a 9. Who else came on? Tavares wasn't on for too long, so I guess we are going to give him a 5 for today. Tavares gets a 5. And I don't think we made any other subs. Obviously, you want to see some of the youngsters from the bench, but this was not the kind of game to bring them on. So Tavares gets a 5 from the bench for today. And last up is the manager, Mikel Arteta. We have to, guys. We have to. We have to give him a 9. Now, the reason he's not going to get a 10 or something, one is, maybe you could ask, why didn't he start Chambers instead of Cedric first? Because Cedric did have a poor performance against Nottingham Forest. So maybe you should have started Chambers. Maybe the first 10 minutes before Chambers came on in the 10th minute, maybe if he started the game, maybe he would have even scored in the first 5 minutes. You never know. Callum Chambers is a king. Callum Chambers, he was superb to turn back to a back 5, because he simply would have said, you know what, let me keep the back 4, keep Lokonga and maybe Saka in midfield, Martinelli and Lacazette, and just keep it until halftime. But he did it immediately. Brought in Holding. He had a plan. Let's try and defend this. And you have to say, keeping a clean sheet at Anfield, especially with 10 men, that's very tough. That is very tough. And I think he handled it very well. You could see him giving instructions in the second half. You have to keep and stay with your players, especially when you're down to 10 men. The first manager to keep a clean sheet with Liverpool, having their fans there since 2019. It is not easy. Organization was great the whole second half, since the first half, 30th minute. And to do it with Chambers and Holding is another thing. You can do it with Van Dijk and Rudiger and Gabriel and the likes of Connor Cody, those kind of players. But doing it with Chambers, doing it with Holding, doing it with Ramsdale, who people were asking how the hell did his Ramsdale 30 million, it should be 5 million. Doing it with Gabriel, we signed him from Lille. Doing it with Ben White, still people are asking why the hell was Ben White 50 million. Doing it to those players that everyone has disrespected the last 6-7 months, maybe 1 year, for the likes of Chambers and Holding, that was superb. So you have to give him a 9 as well. As I said earlier on, there's a time I was praying he'd bring, maybe the only thing, maybe as well, I didn't give him a 10. I would have tried to bring in a second goalkeeper, bring in Leno, and let's have 2 goalkeepers, because they were really relentless. But Arteta is going to get a 9. That was superb. One of our best performances all season, and it was a 0-0. So those are the player ratings. Let me see what you guys have to say. Cookie said Ben White man of the match. We may have had a man sent off and may not have not won in literally both games, but this and a 2-1 loss to City are our best performances this season. Yeah, we lost to City, but that was superb, and we also drew with Liverpool, but that was superb as well. Is this a library? Yeah, proud Gunners at Anfield. Sonic Gang says postponed pool. Yeah, they postponed the game purposely. They did not have any COVID cases. We just need a result in a week's time to make this world-class performance worthwhile, and then finish off the job versus Chelsea in February. I really hope, you have to think both ways. I want to be positive and negative, but I'm hoping for the same performance next week. I really don't want us to play them next week and then lose 3-0 after such a good performance away from home. But I am confident. I think we will do it next week. As soon as Xhaka did that tackle, I thought we've lost, but nope. I think we can beat Tuchel's team. Before we get to Tuchel tactical, let's deal with Tottenham and Liverpool first. But if we get to the final, we always have a chance. I mean, we've played Chelsea in 3 finals the last 5 years. We've won 2, they've won 1. Don't bottle it, Gunners. You have the advantage. Yeah, we are now playing at home. We gave 120% to them versus Tottenham. We have to pray. 2/3 of our major starters who are out right now are back. Let's hope so, because we don't have players, man. We don't have players. Martinelli looked very tired today. If you play him against Tottenham for 90 minutes, I think we are risking an injury there, and we don't want to lose Martinelli for a few months again. Saka as well looked very tired. I don't think we can risk him again, but who the hell plays? Because there's no one else. Or maybe surprise Tottenham by playing Nketiah, Hutchinson, and Bereth up front. Maybe surprise them. Fasola, how are you? He says, but Glenn, why is Xhaka always disappointing Arsenal fans? Fasola, the simple answer to that is it's Granit Xhaka doing Granit Xhaka things, and it's never surprising, man. The only surprise is that he's still at Arsenal right now. And why do these managers love him? Can someone give me a reason? Because Wenger used to play him every single day. Emery used to play him every single day. Even Ljungberg, the 3 games he was in charge, he played him. Arteta's played him every single day. Why the hell is he playing under so many managers? Because for me, Xhaka would never be starting in my team. And to actually say Xhaka is the only midfielder we have, that is a problem. I hope we get the signings done this week, because we need it. We need the signings. Xhaka misses North London derby and second leg back for Burnley. It's okay for him to play versus Burnley. Well, is it? The last time he played against Burnley away from home last season, he gave away a goal. And I think he got a red card sometime as well. I think he got a red card against Burnley last season, if I'm not wrong, when Aubameyang scored an own goal. It's Xhaka doing Xhaka things. It's so many times. And before he joined Arsenal, I think he had picked up the most red cards for Mönchengladbach the previous 4 years. So it's not like the other day. It's been 10 years with him. A good thing is not starting versus Spurs and Liverpool. There's someone who said on Twitter, since Xhaka joined Arsenal, we've never qualified for the Champions League. Maybe he is the reason. I don't want to say he's the reason, but maybe. I mean, it doesn't just happen. I'm just seeing the Ramsdale opportunity almost gave away a goal. What's our midfield going to be against Tottenham? Ben White, possibly midfield. Oh, God knows tactical. God knows. Who knows? Who knows who's going to be in midfield? I think we'll go for a back 5. I think that is what will happen again. I think he will go for a back 5. So I think he will start with Chambers again, Tierney. Maybe. Okay, so today we played with Chambers, Tierney, Holding, White, and Gabriel. That was our defensive 5. He could go for that again and stick with the back 5. But the other option is he could play Tierney as a center back and bring in Tavares from the start and then do whatever you've said there. Tactical, play Ben White in midfield. But that would be more than parking the bus. That would be 6 defenders on the pitch. But I don't think we can do anything else. Ben White is playing as a midfield. Maybe, you never know. Maybe we can play Ben White up front, like as a defensive midfield, and maybe he can take a shot from the middle of the pitch that we never knew about, and he can score, and maybe that becomes his position. Because against Norwich, he played at right back and he was superb. Today, he played in a back 3. He was superb again. So I think that is what will happen. Personally, I would go for a back 5. Tavares at left wing back, Chambers at right wing back, Holding, Gabriel, and Tierney as the centre backs, and then Ben White and Lokonga in midfield. And then probably, hopefully, Odegaard or Smith Rowe, one of them is back, and then Saka and Lacazette. So if Smith Rowe and Odegaard are back, I would bench Martinelli, by the way. Not because Martinelli is a bad player, because I don't want Martinelli to get injured. He ran too much today. I saw him. He was so tired, and I don't want him to get an injury. Remember, there's a time he was out for 1 year. I don't want him to miss again. So personally, I would start maybe Smith Rowe if he's back. I think he will be back. I don't think Odegaard will. So Smith Rowe, Saka, and Lacazette. And then hopefully in the second half, he could take off Saka and bring in Martinelli. But that would be my team against Tottenham. At least have Martinelli on the bench, have someone to come off the bench. Yes, we can buy a midfield, as Riley says in the chat, but I don't think a midfield would be ready for the Tottenham game, hopefully for the Liverpool game next time. We have hardly anyone available. We have 14 fit players. Having counted up, that's a team, and 2 first teamers on the bench, Leno on the bench as well. Maybe play Leno in midfield. Have you thought about that? Or I mean, it's looking like we have to play Arteta in midfield. Do you remember Arteta used to be a midfielder? Who used to be a midfielder as well. Maybe one of them has to turn back the clock and come in and play the midfield position. But I'll tell you something about Arteta. Arteta used to be very rough. If he comes on for the North London derby, he'll also get a red card. Cookie says, would be shocked if Patino starts too risky. You'll be doing three things. You'll be giving Tottenham a win. Number two, you'll be giving the midfielders a nice time, the likes of Ndombele in midfield. And number three, you'll be ruining the kid's career as well. I don't want him to have a bad game so early in his career. This kind of players, the kids, you bring them on when you're 3-0 ahead, like the day against Sunderland. You just bring him on. No pressure at all. Even if he makes a mistake, we forget about it. Cookie says, can we just sign a midfield in the next 10 minutes? I mean, as we are talking, I'm not sure why we haven't signed one. Fasola says, Xhaka knew Arsenal don't have any midfielders in the team again, and he did that stupid tackle. Seriously, I'm depressed with him. Yeah, that's the worst thing. He knows that you don't have any midfielders. He knows this is Liverpool away from home at Anfield. He knows all those things, but he still goes ahead and does it. He knows there is a derby over the weekend as well. Hicham says, I like Liverpool. I like Arsenal. Hicham, how are you? Tactical says a postponement. Yeah, that's another way of doing that this weekend. Postpone the game. But as I said early on, they don't have Son. So I want us to play them when they don't have Son, because you know Son always scores against us as well. So I want us to play them when they don't have Son. If we postpone the game, we will play them when Son comes back. And they also want Adama Traore. I don't want to play Tottenham with Adama Traore and Son back. So let's just play them. If we play like this against Tottenham, I think they won't beat us. I don't think they'll beat us if we play like this. 100% was a red card, says Cookie, say with tactical. Taiwo says, congratulations to Arsenal. That was superb. Cookie says, thought we'd lose 4-0 when you were sent off, but brilliant from the boys. Fasola says, before the red, I'm feeling good, and after red card, my buttocks cut fire. I mean, Fasola, the things I could say right now, I won't even say them because I was all over the place. All over the place. Cookie says Luis sent off versus Chelsea within about 5 minutes. Yeah, that was right. It was in the first 5 minutes, not even 30 minutes. Alex says, how are you? Granit Xhaka live forever. He's beyond lucky. He's still at Arsenal. He was about to get sold, but it's just because the other teams don't want to pay money for him. So what can we do? We are literally stuck with him. But don't give him. We gave him a new contract the other day, right? Oh, goodness. Who the hell gives Granit Xhaka? That's why I have to ask Edu and Xhaka and Edu and Arteta. Why the hell do we give him a new contract? Listen, maybe Xhaka as a bench player, maybe Xhaka coming on for the last 15 minutes, maybe that's fine. But starting every single time, depending on him, no. Banita says, hey, Glenn, disappointed but not surprised, shaking my head. Minamino. Yeah, Banita is a Liverpool fan. I really think he would have scored. I even saw Liverpool fans I follow a lot on Twitter at halftime saying maybe you don't need Fabinho and Milner and Henderson. Maybe take one of them off and bring in Chamberlain an attacking midfield or something. But he didn't do that at halftime. Fungai says Liverpool without Salah and Mane is toothless. I mean, you can say that, but I mean, let's watch this game this weekend. They're playing Brentford this weekend. I think they'll still score 3 or 4, even without Salah and Mane. They still have a very strong midfield. They still have very strong defenders. Trent Alexander-Arnold's deliveries are fantastic. Robertson going forward. Van Dijk is a threat from corners. So they still have a few players. Matip was a bit shaky today, though. Tope says beautiful performance. Yeah, 100%. Banita says hash up. See you next week, Glenn. All to play for. Okay, that is the only thing I wanted. Don't lose 3-0. At least have a second leg. Now we are going into next game. No team has won. It's basically one game to get into the final. It's 0-0. It's like we're starting all over again. Arsenal played decent. Liverpool missed opportunities. On to the next leg. No debate. I know you say that, Banita, but you did have 0 shots on target. I don't know what that is about. I don't know if Liverpool or poor. Arsenal are very good defensively. I'm going to go for the latter because Ben White did block the ball like 3 or 4 times or something. Tope says 10 against 11 for 65 minutes. Good performance. Yeah, I'm even going to say great, not even good, great. So let's see what you guys said about the player ratings. 8 for Ramsdale, say tactical, good distribution and time wasting. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I love that. I wouldn't say the word, but yeah, that crap housery. Yeah, like I love players like that. Like he just handles the ball and falls down on the floor for 1 minute. I love that. Superb. He made a few mistakes, so 6 + 1, 7 for 7. Ramsdale 8, say what you want. He made a few errors, but he had so much of the ball catching. Yeah, he had to do a lot of that. Some incredible time wasting too. Tierney, Saka chance in defending was superb. 8. His best performance defensively in a national shot. Wow, that's something, because he's been with us for, I think this is the 3rd year. He's had better games in terms of attack, but defensively, this was his best by far. Ali Nuru, how are you? Says, I am Arsenal diehard fan from Kenya. Arsenal must terminate Xhaka's contract. Ali Nuru has had enough. Don't play Xhaka. Don't do anything of that. Terminate the contract immediately, according to Ali Nuru, and sell to Roma and replace him with Bruno Guimaraes. My man of the match was Ben White. I did put a poll in the community tab. Make sure to head over there and vote who your man of the match was. I gave 4 options: Chambers, Gabriel, Ben White, and Tierney. Those were my 4 options for man of the match, but you could easily mention Saka as well. You could easily mention Holding. Ben White, 10, he deserves it, man of the match. White, 10, 100% deserves it. The blocks, the challenges, the duels, we lost 3-0 minimum today if it wasn't for him. Gabriel, 8 was rusty at times and yellow card, but you can't give a defender lower than 8 today, I agree. If Mertesacker was in White's place, Liverpool would have had 4. Goodness me, those were some tough days, man. And I'm telling you, we signed Mertesacker and Santos in the same transfer window with Benayoun, with Park Chu-young as well, after we lost 8-2. But Mertesacker was a good captain, though. Gabriel 8 rusty in yellow card. Solid defenders and a very good performance. Cedric 4, yeah, not much. Xhaka 1, get out of my club, says Tactical. Cedric 5 didn't do anything good or bad, had to judge, get well soon to him. Yeah, you can't really say anything about him, but I mean, right now we don't want any other players to get injured because we don't have anyone. Xhaka 1, can we buy like 4 midfielders? I actually do think, with that said, I don't think we need 1 midfielder. I think we need, between now and the summer transfer window, I think we actually need to add 3 new midfielders. Because El Neni, I don't think he should be here next season. Xhaka, I don't think he should be here next season. To be honest with you, Niles, I would sell him at the end of the season. So basically, we will be left with Lokonga and Partey. So basically, at least 2 midfielders, 1 to come and play with Partey, and then another one to be coming off the bench with Lokonga. So ideally, maybe the likes of Bissouma, maybe Frank Kessie, maybe Bruno Guimaraes. There are so many midfielders you could go for. Lokonga 6, good work rate and as aggressive, but gave ball away multiple times. I think Tactical has been harsh there with the 6. He had to handle that midfield by himself. Cookie says, Lokonga 9, I'll be honest, haven't been his biggest fan, as I've seen some shaky performances. Credit where it's due. We have to remember that we did give away the ball a couple of times that almost led to their goal. Saka 7 says Tactical. Lokonga was typo meant 7. Oh, thank goodness, Tactical. Hi, Glenn. Do you think we can that the Emirates, says Riley? I have to believe so, because so many people are saying Liverpool win. They didn't win. So many people are saying Liverpool to score 3 goals, and that was with us having 11 men, and we did it to 10 men. I want to know which team Liverpool will play after us in the Premier League, but we have to. I think the home crowd will be there cheering the team. I think we'll have a couple of players back. Hopefully, if Tomiyasu, Odegaard, and Smith Rowe are all back, we are going to get the job done. Definitely. Saka 7, Cookie says, solid display, took pressure off defense for short spells. He did it, yeah, a few times as well. He has 100 appearances, give him a break now. Martinelli 7, again, he needs a break. Martinelli 7. Tottenham game must be postponed, says Cookie. Riley says, I feel this is a wake-up call to get rid of Xhaka. Thoughts, I mean, 4 years late, Riley. I think we had the wake-up call of selling him back in 2017. We are now in 2022. I think that is 4 years late. We had the wake-up call a long time ago. I don't think he will be sold, maybe at the end of the season, but I still think Xhaka will be here next season. That's the sad part. Lacazette was on the counter multiple times. Yeah, you're right. 7 is enough. Yes, Riley. Lacazette 6 wasn't too bad, and they're just showing the Xhaka red card again. My goodness. And you know the funny thing with the referees, the moment Xhaka commits the foul, even if it's not a red card, you do know they're like, oh, it's Xhaka, this is a red card. So if you have that kind of reputation in the Premier League, you're pretty much screwed. Cookie says we have a midfield crisis only if we can sign 2 or 3 to replace him and fill gaps already. I mean, we were talking about Kolasinac playing as a midfielder. That is how desperate we are. It was a good ball from Robertson, and then let's see, Xhaka. Jota would probably have scored it. I think Cookie was right. I think Jota would probably have scored it, but just let him score, man. Just let him score, because you can't just have 10 men for the rest of the game. But silly foul anyway. You could think whatever you want to think, red card or not, deserves it or not. Chambers line, I can only respect that incredible defensive performance. Jota versus Chambers, I was expecting a nightmare, but he coped so well. Alhaji, how are you? Says Xhaka again. Oh my God. That is what you have to say. That is the perfect expression. Xhaka again. Oh my God. Yeah, that is exactly what you should be saying. He's done it again. As lead judges would say, oh my God, he's done it again. Yeah. Riley Nketiah missed a big chance. I don't really have an opinion on whether he leaves or stays. There's pros and cons either way. I don't think it's good enough, man. I'm sorry. I saw him. I think Van Dijk, the moment Van Dijk sees it's going to be Nketiah today, is like, this is going to be easy. That's literally what I think the defenders usually feel. Holding 8 says Cookie. Holding 9 says Tactical. Babu O says a lot of credit to Arteta has made these players better. Babu O, if you're still here, I was just saying before, in the match build-up, we did say Xhaka can get a red card anytime, and he ended up getting the red card. Surprise, surprise. Chambers 9, high 9. So this is like a 9.9 from Tactical. High 9. Tavares 5, Arteta 10 from Cookie, Arteta 9 from Tactical Defensive Masterclass. That was very good defending. That reminded me of the time we won the FA Cup when we defended against Man City and Chelsea, and only conceded against Chelsea, kept a clean sheet against Man City, 2-0, and we beat Chelsea 2-1 in the final. This reminds me of that. If we can win another trophy like that, then well and good. I feel like if we like streak against Liverpool, we'll go for a back 5 again. And if we get to the final, I think we'll go for a back 5 again. Organization and defensive routines were world class. Says Tactical. Arteta was a prototype of Mourinho and Dyche. I mean, that was both of them combined. That was proper Burnley performance. Proper. Defend. All we needed today was Ben Mee or Tarkowski there to help us with the defending. If Nick Pope was our goalkeeper today, and we were wearing the Burnley kit, I would tell you this is definitely Burnley playing. That was superb. Defensive game plan was excellent. Adetunji says, good performance for Gunners. Keep it up. Thank you for your comment, Adetunji. We only have 6 midfielders, including Xhaka, Partey, AFCON. There's a chance Partey could go out. By the way, on Friday, Gabon are going to play against Ghana. So I usually do watch-alongs on my other channel for the African Cup of Nations. I want to see how Aubameyang and Partey play against each other. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. So head over and subscribe to Glen Kightley, Everything Football. I will be live for Gabon and Ghana. It's going to be Partey against Aubameyang. Aubameyang is back from COVID. So my point was, if Ghana lose, there is a chance they could be out because they lost the first game. And that will probably be on Tuesday. I think that's their third and final game. If they go out, send the private jet straight to Cameroon and get Thomas Partey back for Thursday. I don't care. Just remember, I called the Xhaka red card. You did, Babu. The Tottenham game should be postponed. Our players are exhausted and we barely have a fit squad. I'm very scared for that game because I don't want our players to get injured, man. Riley says Partey and ESR are out. Xhaka needs to be sold. We only have Lokonga, Odegaard, and El Neni. You could even say El Neni also needs to be sold at the end of the season. I really want Vlahovic, but they've got to get a midfielder. Obviously, some American there from Riley. They've got it. That's what he's said. They've got it, but a midfielder. So it's not got to, it's got it. Got it. Like America. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You know what the hell I'm talking about? Thank you, Riley, for that. I appreciate it, man. Riley says, bye a midfielder. Bring back Matasaka. God, please. Ahmad says your lineup against Tottenham again. Okay, I will do that quickly for you. I'll play a back 5 of Chambers on the right, Tavares on the left, a back 3 of Tierney, Gabriel, and Holding, and then midfield of Lokonga and Ben White, and then Saka on the right, Smith Rowe on the left, and Lacazette up front. Have Martinelli on the bench coming on in the second half because he looked very tired today. And maybe there are a couple of youngsters again. Riley says, honestly, though, after Xhaka's karate kick, I take back everything I even said about David Luiz defending. That karate kick, man, I don't know if they're planning to make another Karate Kid movie. Riley should be there. Riley, that's a good name, by the way. Reminds me of Boondocks. I don't know if that's where your name came from or that is your actual name. So Xhaka's karate kick, he should be in the next Karate Kid movie. It was very good with Mr. Miyagi, that's his name. Akorede says you almost tried. Tried? I hope that's not what you mean, because that was not a trial. Cookie is happy as well, so I'm happy. You can sleep well today. We can wait for Thomas Partey against Gabon tomorrow against Aubameyang. Our next game is on Sunday against. It's going to be a tough one. This is our next game on Sunday. Tottenham against Arsenal. It is not going to be easy at all. It's going to be very, very hard. I was trying to find the stats of from the game. Let me just find that quickly. I want to see, I know Liverpool had 0 shots on target, and just confirm that. Just get your last thoughts of the game through. Yeah, man of the match. Who was your man of the match? That is the last question. Who was your man of the match? Personally, for me, I would go for Ben White. He was superb. The number of blocks he put in that game. The defending was superb. Or unless, did you want to give Gabriel? Did you want to give Tierney? Do you think Saka was superb? So some stats for this game. There's also a worrisome stat because we've picked up, I think, something like 12 red cards, like in the last 3 years or 2 years. That's the most out of any other team, and the next team has like 7. So we get so many red cards. That is a problem. It's not only been Xhaka. Aubameyang has gotten a red card. Gabriel has gotten 2. David Luiz last season. Some stats. This was the 5th time that Liverpool and Arsenal have registered a 0-0 draw when facing each other in the League Cup, more than any other fixture in the competition's history. So this is the 5th time we are drawing 0-0 with Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. That is crazy. Last season, we drew 0-0 with them again, which is good. How I wish you could be performing like this against them in the league. Granit Xhaka start. Oh, goodness. Since his debut for Arsenal in the 2016-2017 season, no Premier League player has been sent off more times in all competitions than Granit Xhaka. He's been sent off 5 times. This is the same. You know what worries me about Xhaka? Xhaka plays in the same position as players like Kovacic and N'Golo Conte. I have never in my life seen N'Golo Conte getting a red card. Why? Because they play in the same position. How come Xhaka has 5 red cards and N'Golo Conte has 0? How comes? And they play in the same position. Maybe because N'Golo Conte has a bit more pace. He can handle second balls better. And Xhaka is just slow every time a player goes past him. He decides to foul the player. But yeah, Granit Xhaka has picked up 5 red cards since 2016. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. Under Jurgen Klopp, this will start before the game. Under Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool have scored more goals against Arsenal in all competitions than against any other opponent. Not today. Not today. You stick with the 43 goals. Hopefully, you will stick with the 43 goals even after next week, hopefully. Riley says I'm South African. Yeah, I remember that. I remember one of the streams you did say it, but I appreciate the slang. Yeah, that is God. I love the GOTTA. I'm going to end it in like a minute so that you can enjoy the it feels like a win, so that you can enjoy the result today. I just want to see how many corners and all that, how many Liverpool had today. I was supposed to bring it on screen, but I was rushing to do this reaction. So starts before I end it. Liverpool had 17 shots. That's a lot. Arsenal had 3. Apparently, they've given Liverpool 1 shot on target here. I don't remember it, because in the 90th minute, I really did read a stat that Liverpool did not have a shot on target. Did Liverpool have a shot on target? I did not see Ramsdale making any saves, to be honest. I don't remember any. We also had 1 shot on target. They had 78% possession and 22% for us. 683 passes for them, 198 for us. I don't know if I'm reading Arsenal stats or Burnley. This is a proper Burnley performance. 85% accuracy for them, only 47% for us. Fouls, we had 7, they had 4, 1 yellow card each. We had a red card, they had 4 offsides, and they had 8 corners, we had 1. Proper Burnley performance that. Riley says real name is Avishek Riley Sukraj. Hometown is Phoenix, not Phoenix in America, LOL. Phoenix, Durban, South Africa. So yeah, that's where it came from. Riley Phoenix. Interesting. Now I know Riley. I can't forget that. Maybe now my name should be, I don't know. Glen Emirates or something. I don't know, something like that. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the comments on Facebook and YouTube. Let's enjoy that draw. Next week, we still need to get the business done, and we are going to be in Wembley. We rarely miss out on a final every season. Last season, we did make it to a semi-final. The previous seasons, we always get to a final, FA Cup, Europa League, Carabao Cup. No matter what, we always do that. I think you're South African as well. Let me get your name right. Zwelithini. I hope I've gotten your name right. Zwelithini. The game for today, I don't think it was supposed to be blamed. That's what you mean? Blamed? No, I'm not sure what you meant, but the game of today was supposed to be blamed. Did you mean played or something? I don't know what you mean. But thank you for your comment either way. I appreciate it. But yeah, thank you guys. Let's enjoy this victory. I love to see Jurgen Klopp like this. I really like to see him so confused after an Arteta masterclass. He did not know what to do. Just look at his face. He's very stressed. But Ben White gets the man of the match for today. Thank you guys for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.